I mean, ZB got knocked out at 33rd.
Yeah, ZB at 33rd, Bagel already in losers.
Yep.
Like so many really, really good players dropping out really, really soon. And you know what? That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes when you're at stacked brackets like these. And speaking of some stacked players, we're going to start off right away. It's going to be Seggo repping the Olympia and Plastic Dinos repping not only Arizona, but also the Clairen.
Yep, using the Arizona skin, if I'm not mistaken. And this is definitely going to be interesting to see how this match plays out because, in my opinion, this is a rough match for Olympia just because she has to deal with the disjoints of Clairen. It is a character that likes to get in box. Having to deal with the sword is obnoxious, to say the least.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely one of those like slow roll type of matchups for Clairen, where it's just like, oh, you want to try and like come in with an FADC or like some sort of crazy thing, like, and I am just going to forward tilt and say, try again.
Yep.
Try again.
On the flip side, though, if Seggo can get in, their conversion game is so solid. They could easily just convert it into a stock just like that. So it's going to be on Plastic Dinos to be able to find ways out of those combos if or when they get hit.
Oh, for sure. And that's always the name of the game when it comes to Olympia, and it's the reason why Seggo has honestly found so much success, not only in Rivals 1, but also in a variety of other games as well, notably Nickelodeon All-Stars. Like, he is such a lab monster when it comes to, like, optimizing his conversion game, and Olympia heavily rewards that, already waiting out a parry by just crouching in Plastic Dinos' face. Excellent stuff already, and looking for one himself, but it's going to be no dice. We're heading back to Neutral Here Scooter.
Yeah, and already you can see these disjoints. Plastic Dinos doing their best to just try and keep Seggo out. Nice use of the side B there. It's a good move to just create some space from your opponent and leave trouble in your wake.
Ooh, careful here from Dinos, who's looking for a waveland, and then up tilt as an anti-air. Not going to find anything, though. Seggo really, really hunting for some of these parries, trying to anticipate Dinos' timings, but in game one doesn't immediately have a beat, and hopefully Dinos uses that to his advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the risk you go for parries early on in a set. Like that, just being able to convert, like I said earlier. But yeah, going for those parries is definitely a gamble when you don't have the full read on your opponent yet. Because in Rivals 1, if you miss that parry, there is a good amount of end lag on it. And a character like Olympia can take full advantage of that.
Oh, the second hit of that up special is going to make sure it connects onto the shard. Ooh. And the sweet spot of that side B coming back to stage. You have to try and intercept Olympia when she's off stage, because if you just kind of let her come back and let her find your way back to stage with a simple focus attack, then Olympia's just going to run right over you. Her damage value game off of any individual hit, I mean, as you've been saying and as we've been watching Seggo, like the value off of any hit from Olympia just matters so much more.
Oh, absolutely. And it's definitely on Plastic Dinos to be able to find ways to get those kills, but unfortunately, getting that back air parry, Seggo's been playing very patient. Like you said, you just got to find that opening to get in against Clairen, and it's been paying off for Seggo.
Yeah, and it's created this interesting kind of risk-reward going on in Dinos' head, right? As we almost see Seggo take another stock with that forward air. Like, if you're going to play very forward with your parries, that can have the beneficial effect of your opponent being Clairen, a keep-out character, not pressing as many buttons, which just allows Seggo to move a lot more freely later in games with some of these focus attacks or just the side special dashes.
That is true, and that is the joy of just neutral and fighting games in general, just developing that mentality of your opponent and just trying to condition them. Because that right there, another parry, getting that opportunity to do some damage.
Just a huge nair into forward air there. Seggo slowly but surely starting to outvalue Dinos, missing on the conversion as the forward strong comes down. Dinos needing this stock immediately as we're going to flick right off, but that was an excellently placed nair from Dinos to snap right through the armor.
Yeah, and nice nair to break through the armor there. Anything with more than 2 hits is what you need to break it, and that nair is such a good option. But Olympia will do Olympia things when they feel like it.
Yeah, all the dogs came in from off in the background. It's like, oh wait, we got something? We got to come back? Oh no, Seggo gonna snuff that in the bud. Gonna close down game number 1. Best of 5, as has all of the top 48 been.
Yeah, and that's going to be the interesting things as these sets develop, because it's going to come down to which player has the adaptation game to figure out their opponent quicker, because it's one thing to be able to come in swinging and start off with the lead. It's another thing to be able to keep it, because your opponent starts learning your habits. You're going to have to start mixing things up, and it's whoever has the deeper playbook to be able to get the win.
Absolutely, Clear Scooter, and we know for sure that Seggo's got a lot of good routes, but I do really enjoy Dinos on this stage in particular. It seems like just a total comfort pick, like the place that he wants to go at any possible time, and with platforms layouts like these and coverage like that, nair into first hit of forward air, we're going to make sure that Seggo is on the back foot. Missing a waveland is tough.
Yep, and Seggo getting so much out of this. Unfortunately for Classic, able to find a way out of it, but again, just getting those attacks parried.
Oh, big nair. Trying to cover as much as possible. Excellent spacing around the shard as well, but Seggo always there for the coverage, maximizing damage. Dinos not going to let it go on for long. Huge forward tilt as a pseudo anti-air, and playing around focus act so much better. Wow. The DI out is going to result in the stock. DI out a little bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like just being out there can cause your opponent to panic and just keep holding out when they can't anymore.
Oh, big pickup. Wanted that roll in, but Seggo going to only find that down strong. Not going to close out the stock quite yet here, Scooter, but we're seeing a little bit of a different Dinos here. The stock is taken, but 65%, nothing to shake a stick at, and especially against a slower-paced character like Clairen. You want to cement that lead, and an 80% lead is typically pretty good.
Yep. I do like how Classic Dinos is just using these platforms on the side as just kind of a staging ground, so that way, one, they don't have to box against Seggo, and two, they can get that plat boost as they drop down to apply pressure from a little farther.
Oh, what a snatch there. And then the counter. Oh my god. Dinos is playing around so many of the like evasive and larger options and set play from Seggo, like manipulating that so unbelievably well. Just not able to find the stock quite yet. That down strong is going to do it. My fault. I always get one. Uh-oh, big pickup here. Damage.
And those side Bs have been creating a lot of openings for Classic Dinos here in this set. Oh no.
All right, now that was a call and a half, covering the whole platform with that down strong.
Longer you charge it, the more space it covers, so on these platforms there is nowhere to run.
All right, wings are out. Seggo going high in order to make sure that recovery round comes in. Shard on the right side of the stage as we play on the left. Huge conversion. Oh my god, the hit fall nair to reset and then keep the combo going. That is the downside of a stage like Spirit Tree. I mean, it's so good for Clairen for mix-up purposes, for how Clairen can consistently operate her game plan, but then sometimes you get a hyper-explosive character that just says, but what if I won?
Yeah, and I mean, with how small the blast zones are on that stage, it is so much easier for Olympia to just go for that up B and get the kill. So it's going to be interesting to see what Classic Dinos goes for. It feels like having those lower platforms off to the side is something that works out. So potentially something like either, there we go, that's one of the top ones. I was going to think Tempest Peak, because that at least gives you another spot to try and recover to off the side. Right. And you still have the low platforms to boost off of, but this one also gives you those platforms off to the side. And for Clairen's F-Strong, it now covers the entire platform, so it's another option to go for those kills.
Which can absolutely matter on these side platforms, on top of Dinos being from Arizona, so this is the place to be if you are, if you're in that region, the stage that they go to whenever they have the chance. Forward strong on the landing, trying to maneuver around Seggo as much as possible. The forward toss is not going to result in a kill this time, but hey, that damage is nothing to sneeze at. Dinos in full control, finds the forward air after that tipper nair. Oh, and the down strong doesn't connect.
Throw out a second one.
You know what? Sometimes it takes two.
Absolutely. So right now, I mean, Seggo's just trying to find a way in, but this platform layout has given Classic Dinos some nice escape options through those upper platforms. Just being able to decide to go high if they want to try and get around Seggo here.
I wonder if Dinos had to have been anticipating the focus of that cancel, but not connecting on the dash attack results in a massive combo, yet no stock. Excellent drift DI late on the part of Dinos to avoid the up B finisher.
Absolutely, and now Plastic Dinos was doing a good job racking up some extra percent there, but unfortunately that up strong going to be able to catch Dinos out.
Man, Seggo is all, oh wow,
no tech.
That's super tough.
Yeah, especially with Clairen, because that shock just puts such a weird timing on that, because with a lot of the other characters, it's instantaneous, but you have to wait for that hit pause from the electric shock of the tip of the sword.
God.
Wow.
Wow. What a stock there from Dinos. And it all started because Seggo missed one tech and was put into a disadvantaged vortex for his entire life savings.
Yep, and now here we go again. The down air is going to put Seggo in worse and worse spots.
Full hop down air as an intercept, and it worked. The explosiveness from Seggo turning completely this game on its head and bringing us to an even final stock. But Dinos certainly finding a huge opener here, keeping 60%, some semblance of a lead, but trying everything to DI away from that double forward air conversion. The reset into the down strong was spectacular.
Just nowhere to roll on that platform, and that down strong, I'm surprised it didn't kill from that top platform, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm completely with you there, Scooter. So you see, we're looking at Dinos trying to patrol the ground, getting away from these top platforms as best as he can, not wanting to get caught by another one of Seggo's more juicy type of starters. But at 152, that forward strong absolutely going to do it. Dan said no, but the game still results in a win for Dinos.
Yeah, and this is what Dinos needs to start turning things around. Just a good win. Had a fairly decent lead there at the end, and was looking a lot more comfortable and neutral this time around. Able to move around, find the openings, and wait out a lot of the quick movement that Seggo was using with the down B cancels and the nairs to try and get in and find those openings.
Big fan of how Dinos really held strong, playing a very patient type of game. Wanted to cover a lot more of the ground as well. Played very low to it. We'll have to see if Seggo kind of works around this. The bans are apt. You take away Frozen Fortress, you take away the rock wall. You're not trying to find any sort of explosive shenanigans. So instead, we go to Neo Jules Vale for game number 4.
Yep, one of the nice alternative skins because you get the music show here, complete with the Palm hologram on the platform.
It's a pretty stage, and that's a pretty combo on a pretty Olympia. Just hanging out. Fully gold Olympia, by the way.
Yep. Yeah. This is honestly a really good pick for Seggo because there's so fewer platforms for Plastic Dinos to work with, so it's going to be a lot easier for Seggo to find where Plastic Dinos is going and just hit them where it hurts.
The coverage with these nairs is huge. What an almost pickup. I like what Seggo is thinking, but an even better tech from Dinos. That perfect drift to get to the wall. And an even better counter. It's always consistent because you go through the same popping animation every single time. Even stuffed out another crystal pull from Seggo. But we're back at the same type of problem when it comes to Clairen sometimes. That's a lot of damage. 147, 150 now. When is the stock getting taken here?
Oh, if that down strong had connected like that, it would have taken the stock. But at the same time, Plastic Dinos has to be careful because this is one up air, up B away from dying here.
Oh, off that soured forward air, I thought Seggo was just going to let it rock, not going to lie, but the down strong covering the roll read instead is what he's going for, playing much more on stage. If Dinos wants to bring this to a game 5, he needs this stock to last as long as possible. A 160, 170% if he can help it. And Seggo's taking his time, though, looking to play a little bit more close to the chest in this case, as opposed to letting Dinos get ahead with a misplaced read.
Yeah, and it definitely does feel like that is what Seggo's looking for because he's definitely slowed the pace of the game down here. And that dunk, surprisingly, Plastic Dinos isn't able to recover from it, so this is definitely do or die for Plastic Dinos now.
Oh, that nair was just a little bit too close. Big parry, but it was on just a jab. These jab checks from Seggo are perfect, knowing that Dinos is looking for a big reversal in the corner and is not going to find it.
Yeah, it's just such a good option to throw off jabs every now and then. Keep your opponent honest when they're trying to call out moves like that.
Particularly as Olympia, because if you're able to find any way to land that up tilt, oh, the world is your oyster.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Speaking of hitting Up airs and up tilts.
Oh, the nair coverage as well in the corner here, playing things so slow. The nice intercept on the part of Dinos, though. So we're slapping back and forth. Big nair.
Oh, nice down tilt there just to pop Dinos back up. Keep that combo going. Try and keep him off the stage here. Oh my God, these down strongs just keep getting so close to hitting.
100% here, and then the run under. Okay, like that a lot. Again, just taking a page out of what worked in the previous game. Stay grounded. Wow, wow and wow and a half. Seggo shaking his head is like, you know what, like, I'm sorry I had to do that to you, man, but we're reading the platform all the way at the top. It's just so tantalizing to tech